The Nun II has received mixed reviews to say the least. YouTubers have been downplaying it. Is it perfect? No. Is it great? Maybe not. Is it good? Maybe. Let's get into it. Welcome back, I'm Sippin. The Nun II dropped recently, and similar to the original, it wasn't received well. But to me, the true difference between the movies, The Nun II is good. Before we get into it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to stay up to date with all things horror, baby. And for all my friends that haven't yet seen the movie, I'll talk non-spoilers for just a quick sec, so go see the movie and finish this video. Unless you just don't care about spoilers. Non-spoilers. The plot to the second round of Valak is a continuation to the first movie. Now, while there are some sizable holes in the plot and some unreasonable changes, that being the lack of some key players, the plot is still seemingly better than the originals. The Nun I's ending was, to me, a little anticlimactic. No one really seemed to be in any danger, aside from Maurice. The Nun II seemingly changed this completely. The body count is for sure higher than its predecessor, which this alone increases the tension and scares. I won't lie, this movie had me stressing at certain points. Now, it's not some masterpiece that'll knock your socks off in the horror department, but it's levels ahead of the OG. One scene alone made the entire theater I was in jump. Which scene was that? You'll find out soon enough because we're fixing to get into the spoiler review. The scene where Sophie's character goes up to the stairs following who she believes to be her mom, only then to see Valak at the end of the hallway. She proceeds to leave and BAM! There goes bro chilling like he pays rent. The whole theater erupted and yeah, maybe I did jump. Maybe I did. But if you were to ask me in public, I didn't jump one bit. Before you think I'd be getting scared, let's talk characters and their roles in the film. First up, I need to address Storm Reed's character, Sister Deborah. I've seen so many people say she had nothing to do and was a wasted character. While she wasn't the key to beating Valak, she had much more of a role than some people like to give her credit for. She was a defensive player, and a pretty darn good one at that, considering what all she was up against. While Sister Irene was duking up against Valak, Sister Deborah was keeping all the girls safe from all those nasty little goats and principals. Yes, I don't really know what the head teacher lady's position is called. That one's on me, Brody. She was such a good team player and defensive player, I won't be surprised if the Philadelphia Eagles hit her up. She even helped to defeat Valak, because as you know, they defeated the demon the first time using the blood of Christ, and they prayed over the wine turning it into the blood of Christ, which was a callback to earlier in the film when they were talking about communion. I saw her character as the way to insert the audience. She was our way of looking and expressing views some of us would have. So I'm not really sure as to why many people didn't like her character. I mean, great actress as well, so I mean that's a big plus. Next up is Sister Irene, played by, I'm sorry if I mispronounce. I'm not good at names, I'm sorry.
What more do you want from me?
But Tessa Farmiga, and if that last name sounds familiar, that's because it is. Her sister is Vera Farmiga, Lorraine Warren in the Conjuring movies. As I type this in the script, I just know this next scene is fiction to be corny, so bear with me. The Conjuring universe has become a family universe. Was it bad? Did it feel as bad as I think it did? Yeah, I could have just not put that in. But I'm cool with embarrassing myself for the team. The Conjuring universe has become a family universe. The Conjuring universe has become a family universe.
The Conjuring universe has become a family universe.
Sister Irene grew a lot for this film as well. She was fleshed out more as a character in comparison to her previous outing. That being said though, there was one thing I wasn't a huge fan of, and that was her whole X-Men transformation. The whole thing of her remembering her mom now, but not in the first movie, felt forced. Now, obviously the Conjuring universe is full of over-the-tops, but this is the first time we see an Avenger battling the demon. Now yes, I'm pooing all over the ending, but I enjoyed the ending for what it was worth. Let me group Maurice in with his explanation. I've grown to really like his character during the movie and his relationship with Kate and Sophie. So seeing him be possessed and fearing for his life stressed me, dog. Speaking of that possession, at the end of the first movie is when it's actually revealed that he was taken over, and back then I was hesitant on it, but now I liked it a lot. He seemed extremely menacing and played as a major threat. The possessed version of him was going absolutely wild at the end of the movie. Valak needed the eyes of St. Lucy to gain a crap ton of power, so they were kind of slow playing it for a minute there. That is until they found the general location of the eyes, which, how was it so hard for them to find the eyes? Like maybe it's just me, but shouldn't the chapel have been the first spot you checked? Anyways, the last of the main characters I feel that deserve to be talked about is Sophie. She was the sweetest character, and I felt bad every time those mean girls were bullying her. So seeing her have a good relationship with Maurice was a nice touch. She also played a much bigger role than I expected. She was bobbing and weaving Maurice like she was Muhammad Ali.
Oh my God! Oh! Are they not recording? Are you recording, Crickshaw?
She was playing such a massive role that at one point I was actually thinking she was going to be the one to take down Valak. She held onto the eyes, and at one point it started glowing, so I was like, oh shoot, we got another DC Comics character. That's not what happened, obviously, and Irene did the deed and used the eyes. But last but not least, Valak. Yes, I did say Sophie was the last main character, but bro ain't a main character. They the Thanos of this universe. So Valak I did not like in the first movie. Like at all. All the little lion roars or whatever just took me away from the scariness of the character. In Nun II, they are much more menacing. They are quiet and lurking from the shadows because let's face it, the character has a great design, super scary, but they still need to be written correctly. Nun II was able to do both of these, for the most part. There were a few hiccups because this movie still isn't perfect, but it is a step in the right direction. So with everything being considered, if I were to rank this movie out of 1 to 10, I would have to go 7.5. While not perfect or even amazing, this movie was far superior to Nun 1. There were a few plot holes and whatnot, but it was a good time with a few creepy moments. If you haven't yet seen this movie, I recommend you watch it. Play it safe and rent it later on if you want, but do give it a chance. If you enjoyed, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to stay up to date with all things horror. I appreciate each and every one of you. Stay chill, and I will see y'all next time.
Cause let's face it, baby, these days, you gotta have a sequel.